And we're going to go right back to that breaking news in Chesapeake where firefighters are trying to stop the flames. Look at that, from spreading through this condominium complex.
That's on Sweetleaf Place off Kempsville Road near Chesapeake City Park. Near that Sweetleaf Court or Sweetleaf Place. We're told at least 2 homes are on fire here, possibly a third. Yeah, John Massey has just arrived on scene in Chopper 10, getting a first look at this. John, what does it look like from up in the air?
It is indeed a massive amount of fire here. I've counted at least 3 of the structures that are involved in that fire. How exactly the fire started is still going to be yet to be determined. But as we widen out just a bit, I just want to show you the number of people that's gathered to watch this fire directly across the tracks. You see them on a berm here next to the landfill facility watching this fire. That'll give you an idea of exactly what kind of structures they are. They look like single-family homes or possibly duplexes. Don't know that just yet, but there are fire crews on scene working to battle that blaze. You can see them attacking it from above. I know it's difficult to tell exactly what's on fire because of the amount of smoke that's down below, but at least 2 of those structures are going to be total losses. As far as any injuries or what exactly the cause of this fire is this afternoon is still yet to be determined. We have not received any word at this point on any injuries associated with that. But you can see one of the homes right there is going to be a complete and total loss. It's fully involved in fire, as well as the one adjacent to that. What exactly that caused this many homes to catch fire at the same time is going to be one of those questions the fire department will be looking at to try to determine exactly what the cause was.
Or if one got going, John, and just spread, do we know what time the call came in?
The call came in shortly before 5 o'clock is what I've been told so far this morning or this afternoon, but you can see as I bring you around on this side of the fire, see several ladder companies are involved in working trying to get the fire extinguished.
So we can assume that moved in pretty quickly. Hey John, just wondering from where you are, I'm sure there are ambulances there on scene, but do you see any movement or activity around any of the ambulances that might indicate someone was hurt?
No, we have not seen any of that as of yet, but normally they do bring out ambulance crews associated with these fires just in case there are any injuries, as well as if the firemen need any kind of assistance during the battling of fire as well. They'll have them just standing by, but we have not seen anybody being loaded into any of the ambulances so far.
Now, this is in the Greenbrier area. Can you give us a sense where this location is in terms of near any busy roads around the Chesapeake area here?
Yes, it's actually where Greenbrier and Battlefield come down to a point south of 64. It's very close to the fairgrounds. It's actually across the tracks from the fairgrounds where the Chesapeake Fair is held every year.
Got it.
So it'll give you some idea of exactly where it's located. It's just maybe about 2 miles south of the Chesapeake Square Mall.
John, it looks like all they can do right now is kind of fight this from the ladder truck from up in the air. Have you seen any activity on the ground?
They are fighting it from the ground as well. They're trying to attempt to establish a perimeter basically around the fire. You can see I count at least 3, possibly 4 homes, and they are trying to protect the homes immediately adjacent to that. The winds are blowing fairly stiffly this afternoon, which may have aggravated the situation just a bit. You can see how far that smoke, at what angle it leaves the homes as it departs back toward the south, but that may have been a contributing factor as how quickly this fire may have spread.
Now, if this call first came in just before 5 o'clock, roughly 35 minutes ago, it stands to reason that this really had some time to get going. We're just speculating now at this point, but that's what it appears to be. Yeah, John, I'm wondering, you said you saw some people out there watching this. Any indication that I'm assuming some were evacuated, at least from those homes right next door, but any indication that there's been a large evacuation of that area?
I can see a lot of the neighborhood streets as we widen out the shot, Chris, if you will. There's a lot of people on the berm immediately across from where the fire is located, and I have seen a lot of people in the neighborhood that's been evacuated from those homes immediately adjacent to the structures that are currently on fire. They've been standing around as well watching this fire unfold, but I'm counting at least 4 homes involved down below.
Yeah, we don't often see a fire like that around here. I mean, typically speaking, you know, by the time our crews get on scene, a lot of times the fires are put out, and we rely on people sending in their pictures like some of our viewers did earlier to report it at wavy.com. I don't know what that says particularly about this fire, how it started or how it got going.
Stephanie, if you look at these homes, they look to be pretty close together. It's a windy day. We don't know where the fire began, which home, or if they began in more than one. We don't know that at this point, but you can see as the wind is blowing, that smoke is carrying off to the northern part of your screen here, so it stands to reason that fire spread quickly because of those heavy winds before firefighters had a chance to get any water on this thing.
Yeah, it looks like they are making some good progress, though, out there, John.
They are beginning to get a handle on it. They're getting a lot of it knocked down just since we've been here in the last 10 minutes or so. But you can see, as you were saying, Tom, the fire spread extremely quickly between those homes. The homes themselves are probably maybe 10 to 15 feet apart. But even so, they're usually on scene and are able to get it knocked down to contain to at least one, maybe two homes. But I count 4 separate structures that have totally been destroyed down below. So that's going to be an investigation as to how quickly that accelerated and how quickly those homes did go up.
Just want to tell you to reset in case you're just joining us. This fire broke out, we're told, shortly before 5 o'clock. This is Chesapeake, Sweetleaf Place. Off Greenbrier and Battlefield Boulevard, just south of 64, right across from the fairgrounds. And Chopper 10 is above the scene. No word yet of anybody hurt.
It looks like the home adjacent that we're showing you right now, the fires have just started on its roof just within the last few minutes or so. You can see a fire crew down below working to extinguish or to try to lay down a water barrier, but he may not know that the roof of that home adjacently on his left is now on fire as well. That, by my count, that's home number 5.
Wow. Different situation, but it kind of brings to mind the wildfires that are happening right now in Virginia as well. With the dry, windy conditions that we're experiencing, the flames, the embers can just jump from house to house or from bush to bush, whatever the case may be. And that is why there is no outside burning in any of the 7 cities right now after 4 p.m. We don't know, of course, if that's something that started this, but that's why they have these laws in place, especially this time of year. It's so dangerous.
And you can see how fast that roof started on fire just from the embers from the neighboring buildings. I know Don Slater is very busy in the Super Doppler 10 Weather Center. At some point, might want to bring him in to tell us about the winds in this area and which direction they're blowing and how they could be a problem. But he's on the phone right now getting some information. But we're getting a closer look now from Chopper 10. And this did not take long for these 4 homes, possibly 5, we're being told, to be to go up in flames.
And then we finally see some firefighters on the ground as the smoke kind of clears around them. You can see, John, any idea how many firefighters or how many trucks are out there?
Well, I haven't been able to get an exact count, but I see several ladder trucks, and usually with each ladder truck comes a separate pump company associated with that ladder truck. So this is probably several alarms being called in at one time.
Also, if you can look out, kind of widen the perimeter a little bit, do you see that they're blocking the streets? I mean, this time of day, people are just getting off of work. They're just coming home, probably unaware of what's going on in their neighborhood. Are they able to get anywhere near the neighborhood? Where are they blocking the streets?
Well, right now they are, they're not blocking any streets except the one immediately where the homes that are on fire. Those are the only ones being blocked, so the rest of the neighborhood is able to get back into where their homes are. But there are a lot of fire officials, a lot of fire trucks in the vicinity, so keep that in mind if you do live back in this community. You may be delayed getting home this afternoon.
It looks like from the excellent pictures we're getting from Chopper 10 that to the north, those train tracks, that rail line is a pretty good break from any traffic, and then you have the subdivision there and a retention pond, so at least this is away from heavily traveled roads. It's kind of, it looks to be a place that's a little more secluded. However, there are still a lot of homes close by, and it looks like firefighters are in a defensive mode to keep this thing from spreading further.
Exactly. This is right next to Green Tree Road. It's a subdivision that comes in off of Green Tree, and Green Tree runs right down and connects with Kempsville, so it's just north of Kempsville on Green Tree Road. and that's right adjacent to the Chesapeake City Park, is on the other side of the railroad tracks that you're looking at, next to that retention pond. So that may give you a little bit better location of exactly where it's at. It's a neighborhood that was built back in on this side of the track, so there's nothing around it other than other homes. But as you said, the homes are very close together, and with those winds, I would say they definitely played a factor this afternoon in just how quickly that fire did spread.
Yeah, and what we're seeing right now, it looks like a lot different than what we saw just at the top of the hour there, or half hour, if you will. The smoke is starting to clear. It looks like we don't have that thick black smoke that we had before. It looks like firefighters are getting this under control. But maybe if you can go in a little closer, do we still see that fifth house where the roof caught fire just about 2 minutes ago? Is that still on fire, or have they been able to put that out?
Well, we're going to swing around to the side to where we can see back down on that side. And it does appear right now that the firefighters on the ground were able to get some water on that roof. It does not appear to be burning right now, so that's a good sense that they are getting some headway in this fire.
With this dry air and these heavy winds, embers can easily set off a roof or anything, and we saw an example of that here on this house. The whole side, too, of that house, the siding appears to be melted. Some of that vinyl siding, it appears, came off the side of the house.
Yeah, and look at that, unfortunately, where we saw the white smoke and it looked like it was under control. We see that that other structure still is burning.
We're going to get more information, and we're going to go to a break right now, and we'll come back with more after this.